So, good evening, and it's great to see you all once. And thank you all for registering and attending this 7-day online faculty development program on outcome-based education, which is being organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of SES College in association with the Kerala State Higher Education Council. We would like to welcome all the FTP resource persons, managers, directors, principals, vice principals, representatives from management, HoDs, IQAC coordinators, and all the faculty members. So before moving forward, let me have a brief introduction about this FTP program. This will be a 7-day program with the live session on the same timing from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. And we do expect you to attend all the 7 days. All the participants who have paid the processing fee will receive the LMS access, the video recording for all the days, and also the participation certificate. And I am Saliha Ismail, designated as Assistant Manager in Business Development, representing IPSR Solutions Limited, and I shall be the event moderator for the today's session. So it's time to welcome the resource person of the day, Dr. Suresh Nambudri, and he will be giving us an insight on the topic, the underlying threats of OBE. Dr. Suresh Nambudri is a product design specialist in automobiles, consumer electronics, home appliances, computers, and telecommunication with over 30 years of industry experience. When he resigned from the corporate world to contribute to Indian engineering education, he was Chief Operating Officer with Tata Motors. He was part of the team that developed the first Indian car, Indica. He has designed and developed over 200 products, including washing machine, refrigerators, desktop and laptop computers, smartphones and accessories, and many of them for the first time in India. He has traveled to over 22 countries and closely worked with engineers with 8 countries. He is a highly sought after professional interviewer for senior position in engineering and management for the Indian and MNCs operating in India. The insights gathered from interviewing over 12,000 candidates made him investigate and research the state of Indian education, particularly in engineering education. The finding eventually led him to associate with global team of 158 industry professionals and 2 Ivy League universities for a pan-India ethnographic survey for unearthing root causes and finding sustainable solutions. Currently, Dr. Suresh Nambudri is working as the director of SPure Technologies, Pune. He has served as a resource person for faculty development programs in the topic of outcome-based education, critical and creative thinking, etc. He is currently collaborating with higher education institutes like IITs and NITs and other premium institutions for improving the employability of the students. He is a BTech Mechanical, MTech in Product Engineering, and MBA in New Product Development. His PhD research subject is Cognitive Rigor Requirement for Startup and Entrepreneurship. So let me welcome Dr. Suresh Nambudri to the session, and over to you, sir, and thank you all. Sir, I guess your mic is not unmuted.
Good evening to all. And I am very happy to see that you are spending your Saturday evening here. That shows your dedication and your interest in the subject outcome-based education. So normally, when I speak about OBE, the first question I face is that what are you doing here? Because I am an industry person, and here I am speaking to academicians. Why am I doing this? So the answer answer to this question, the question is like this. The person who understands the quality of a country's education is not the examiner or not the academician or not the manager. It is the interviewer. The person who sits across us, interviewers, they are with the best preparation. So when they come with the best preparation, if this is the best, then we understand that this is the way they invite the knowledge over 14 or 15 years of education. And when we see this pattern everywhere, we can always make inferences out of that. So this is one reason. At one stage, I decided that it is better to do something for the country, means returning back to the society. Tata Group stands for that. So one day I decided to leave my high-paying job and I got involved into the improvement educational system. That is the reason I am here. That is the reason I am here sitting in front of you today. So I will do justice to you. First thing, I will do my best. I will never bore you. Second thing is that you will always have something to take home from this session. You are going to see here many things that you may not see in any textbook, because these are all from the live experiences. So I am going to share certain live experiences. But same time, I would like to tell you that you please ask for whatever questions you have is related to this, because I am going to speak from an employer point of view about the employability and how this hobby is critical to our country, our society, and each and every one of us. In one way, I can say like this. If you go to Wagah border, that is Pakistan-India border.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt. I guess your audio is feeble.
My audio is feeble?
Yeah.
Let me check. Is it better now? Is the voice better?
No, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's fine, sir. Thank you.
What I do is that because from the computer. Oh, okay. See, when you go to Wagah border, you are going to see there's a very big board. BSF, the first line of defense. If border security is the first line of defense, I would say that each and every higher education, they are the second line of defense. The reason is when China crosses 1 kilometer inside, we get hurt. But when China enters each and every household and they are stealing the money from the pocket, then that is a big attack. And then we have that point of view, they are economically attacking us. So therefore, the education second line of defense of the country. That even after 40 years of getting super, we have not learned.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello?
Sir, excuse me. Could you please check your audio once again, because it's breaking? Yes, sir, it's perfect now.
Okay. So what I was going, what I was speaking before, how China could enter Eastern household of India. The main reason is we have not developed ourselves to meet all the economic requirements or the manufacturing requirements. When we see the condition that we are all investing a lot of money uh, in our consumer durable and our electronic items, we know that each and every year we are giving China the millions of rupees that they can use for their, for developing weapons, and this can be used attacking us. Therefore, there, this is only one of the consequences. If we are not growing along with the country, along with the world, that is the main reason. We need to see what is the relevance of OBE, that is outcome-based education. We know that when we go and spend some money, we need something equivalent. That is as part of Indian Contract Act itself. So we need to get something back. So when during our education, when we are giving our golden years and our hard-earned money to have each and every family member, a parent, the, the, the learners, they all expect they must get something back. And this is a social need. This is a country need that it is necessary. It is necessary to get something back. That is the reason it is outcome-based education. When someone goes to a college or an education institution, one must be sure that we are going to get this. Or when an employer takes they decides to select a person from so and so institution, that employer must ensure that they are going to get certain capability or competency along with that particular candidate. So therefore, OBE has got it has got implications at national level. It has got implications at social level. It has got implications at family level. It has got implications from the employer's point of view. Therefore, OBE is a very big differentiator. Even though it was in the world for the last 30 years, but we decided to sign that Washington Accord. It was only 12 to 13 years. But in between, we need to understand there are they adopted OBE and after
Excuse me, sir.
they discovered
Excuse me, sir.
countries in Europe, Australia, South Africa.
Sir, can you hear me?
They tried to implement OBE and they could not or they were not successful.
Sir, excuse me. It's better, sir. I think it's better to avoid the headset because again the voice is breaking, sir.
So how is the voice now?
So from when you're speaking initially, it would be fine, but it's progressing. It's just the voice is breaking, sir, as you progress.
But I am not finding anything. Whether it is connection issue, I'm not sure.
So better, could you please switch off the video?
Of the video.
Yeah.
I stopped video. Is it better now?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay, I guess.
Okay. What I am going to come is that whatever it is, you know the type of the competition we are going to face in the academic sector because India government and the state government, both of them allowed the foreign university to enter India and both and UGC have already allowed students to use various courses, study various courses, various institutions. Therefore, it is very important that each needs to show differentiation to the students, parents, and the community. And there is another opportunity for faculty member because they can become a star. Whichever faculty member they are doing well, they are engaging and inspiring students. They are going to get greater opportunity. They get students all over the country. Therefore, the main question is how to use OBE, outcome-based education as a differentiator. So here I am going to show you certain important things which is going to make each and every hardworking academician star and colleges, visionary institutions and visionary institutions more and more competent and more famous. So here, let me, from that point of view, I am going to share a slide. Am I audible now?
Sir, in between your voice is breaking. Could you please do one thing? Could you please log in?
Pardon?
Could you please log in once again? Because in between your voice is getting breaking, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Sir?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, it's perfect now.
Okay. So we are going to see OB can be used for differentiating for the faculty and for the institution, and how this differentiation will be felt by the students, parents, society, the country. So this is all about the differentiation. So now let us see, why should somebody differentiate? What is the need of differentiating? Now, as I said earlier, the differentiation is a necessity because of the competition, because of the changing economic scenario, because of the competition, because of the artificial intelligence, automation, and the employability market. Second thing is that differentiation, changing with the time, it is a responsibility of every responsible person. And for for mm, for a competent institution and a competent academician, this OB is going to be an opportunity. And whoever is doing all these three, they are going to leave a great legacy. Now let us see that. Let us see how. Let us see what to differentiate. and how to differentiate and who will differentiate. These are all the some of the key questions when it is coming to OBE. OBE is not just tabulating something. OBE is not about accreditation, or OBE is not about meeting someone's requirement. OBE is going to change the way in which qualitative change. So OBE is all about the qualitative change, and qualitative change will be reflected quantitatively. For example, we can go to a diagnosis, medical diagnosis lab, and we can get all the readings. But getting a reading paper in our hand is not going to improve our health. We need qualitative change, means we need diagnosis and we need medication. And that is what this OBE is all about when we see from the implementation level. So when we take OBE as a differentiation, let us see what to differentiate, how to differentiate, and who will differentiate, and most importantly, and how can OBE help in that. So I am going to come to certain important points here. What are all the, when we speak about educational system, all employers, all parents, they all say that there is something missing. There is something missing. Now let us see what are all those somethings and how we can diagnose that and how we can improve upon that. One of the important point here is that you all know, because of the PhD, because of the paper presentation, all Indian education system assume that every student is going to become a researcher, but only 0.3% of jobs are in research. So what the rest of the people are going to do, or how it is going to be. At the same time, a thoughtful implementation of OBE can ensure all students become employable. You may ask that how I can say all students become employable. Here the definition of employability, that is very different. We are not speaking from employmentability. Employmentability means people go and study for Infosys test, TCS test. It is employmentability, but I am speaking about employability. Employability means a person. Employability means a person who has got the knowledge, skill, and disposition to face the changing economic or social environment. That means that person is becoming valuable. With the education, that person should become valuable. The reason is psychologically, anyone who is crossing 25 years, their brain will become less plastic. Less plastic in the sense their ability to absorb new idea, which is going to be less. And once they cross 30 years, it will be almost solid. It requires great effort, or something like an unforeseen situation is necessary for them to acquire anything, or for them to get a change in perception. Therefore, the timing till 25 years is very important, and we know that the time till 25 years, most of the people, they are spending in a campus. So therefore, what they acquire during this time in the campus, that is going to determine the fate of the country. So we can't escape from that. Therefore, the time they spend in the campus during this time, that should be outcome based. There should be an accountability for that. So here, when we speak about employability means they are becoming valuable, and they are becoming valuable with the knowledge, skills and disposition. So, excuse me, I need a help. Can somebody say and then?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, fine. I am fine. What I was talking to you, it was about what is employability. Now, building employability skills are not about training students for employability tests. Most people think that employability skills means develop the students for employability tests. It is not. Employability skills are the professional aspects of graduate attributes in OBE, outcome-based education. But the key question is how to attain the true graduate attributes. So we know that there are course outcomes, program outcomes, and in the end, it is going to be added and taken for graduate attributes. So employability skills are the professional aspects of graduate attributes in outcome-based education. Our question is how to attain the true graduate attributes. Similarly, we know that there are so many programs on startup and entrepreneurship, and there are these programs show the training on funding, company formation, or project mentoring. But the real question is why our students don't get new viable startup ideas. Anyone good with an idea, they will go and find out the ways of funding, company formation, or the project mentoring. Our main question is our students are not getting startup ideas. Why they are not getting? That is our question. That is a question we must be thinking, and OBE is going to find a solution for that. So before we go ahead, it is very important that before we start any journey, we must understand that from where we are starting, from where we are starting, what is the current reality, or anyone who is completing a graduation or post-graduation, what type of functions they can do independently. So this is based on an ethnographic survey conducted by some leading universities across India with a sample size of about 37,000. There, from Kanyakumari to Himachal Pradesh, from Gujarat to Assam, there were 248 institutions participated in this, and we have personally visited, and this is based on the interviews conducted with them. That is why it is called an ethnographic survey. It is beyond the normal survey because even we consider their lifestyle and how their approach to education. So here you will see that this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are six rows in this. these 6 rows are made in the Bloom's taxonomy level. I am sure that from Dr. Sunil Job's session yesterday and day for yesterday, and from your various training program, you are well aware of Bloom's taxonomy. So here I am going to speak to you some important points based on this Bloom's taxonomy framework of cognitive domain. So here we see like that 94% of our graduates are confused graduates. Confused graduates in the sense they completed their degree, but they are not interested in even one subject of that degree. They can only recall facts and some repeat information that was necessary for the completion of that course. And what they really do, they go and they try to extend their education. That is the only reason they are going for master's degree. It is not that they are interested in anything. Most companies are afraid to select these people from here. The reason is everything they have to teach. And the second level is 3.7% of graduates are average graduates. They have their own opinion, comprehension. The companies, most of the software companies, they are selecting students from with these capabilities. And above, there is 1.5% of graduates are practical graduates. Means they can use the information in new situation. Means the company can at least entrust with some job without much of the supervision. But the most difficult thing is that the higher order thinking, that is the top 3. We are on pan-India basis, we are having only 0.8% of graduates in this level. Now let us see how this will affect the graduate attribute of attributes. You know that there are 15 graduate attributes as attributes given by UGC, and you know the explanations of that. So when you see the disciplinary knowledge and what is the definition of that, you will see corresponding Bloom's learning objective is apply, and percentage of students after graduating, they are reach only 1.5% are going to be in the apply. And we know the communication skill. Communication skill is the ability to express thoughts and ideas effectively in writing and orally. Communicate with others using appropriate media, and read and write analytically. So when the question coming, it is the corresponding Bloom's objective is analysis, and then it is only 0.8%. So in a nutshell, this particular abilities on Bloom's taxonomy, it has got direct impact on graduate attributes of an institution. Now let me tell another important point. This will be interesting to you. Why foreign universities syllabi don't produce the same results in India? There are many colleges, universities. I have seen on their website itself, they write, we have taken our syllabus from so and so foreign university. But the same syllabus is not giving the same result in India. Why it is? This I am going to explain through Bloom's taxonomy. So here you will see, you all know that 1956 Benjamin Bloom, this committee by Dr. Benjamin Bloom, they developed this particular taxonomy, and there were knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. And in 2001 to 2005, this Dr. Benjamin Bloom's team, they revised it. But this revision is explained in Indian system in an incomplete way. That is the point I wanted to tell here. this is done in an incomplete way. What is shown here in our circles is knowledge has become remember, and synthesis and evaluation got interchanged, and synthesis has become create. And in 1956, all those were all the levels were nouns, and in 2001, in the revised system, everything become verbs. But that is not correct, because in 2001, what is the real revised Bloom's taxonomy? I will show you. Then you will get to know exactly what happened. In 2001-5, Dr. Kothwal and the team, they developed the Bloom's taxonomy. This revised Bloom's taxonomy is like this. Here, remember, comprehend, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. And the knowledge dimension, they remember the knowledge, they made it into 4 level. The reason is it is not possible to club all the verbs in one, because remember itself was containing about 8 to 12 verbs. Comprehend was having some 8 to 12 verbs. All those verbs will be of very different. Therefore, they divided it into factual knowledge, conceptual knowledge, procedural knowledge, metacognition knowledge. Now, you can see like that a student who can remember factual things, what that he or she can do ultimately means they are in Bloom's taxonomy, they can remember factual type of information. You click, you see that ultimately they can do only recite or list. Means key terminologies or names of processes, materials, people, numbers, institutions, instructions, and all. They can only remember the factual thing. But those people, they remember the conceptual. They can at least recognize between 2-3 things. And remember procedure. They can recall. Now, let me tell you certain things here, that we go to chemistry lab and we do laboratory experiment. This experiment, salt analysis, for example, people think that salt analysis is coming in the analysis. It is not. Most people, they do salt analysis. It is only remember and procedural. It is only remember and procedural. Now, conceptual, one can comprehend factual information. What they will be able to do, they can summarize things. Means that the meaning of content, process, product, or context. In this way, you will see that remember metacognitive. They will be able to identify. Now you will see that various systems like this, you will see what they can do with the Bloom's taxonomy various levels. Now let me tell you one thing. In India, the top innovation companies like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, or Cognizant, they are coming only up to here. Apply procedure. They are coming only up to here. Even our topmost companies like ISRO, they are only coming up to here. We are not going beyond this. That is the main thing, the most challenging work our country is facing, how to go up from here. Now I will tell you this. There are color differences, 1, 2, 3. This remember factual, remember conceptual, remember procedural. These things are only remembering. I will tell you an example. If you go to Wikipedia and search for this one, Alex the parrot. This parrot, even though it died at the age of 14, this parrot could do all these 3 works. That is, remember factual, remember conceptual, remember procedural. These are all parroting type of the work. And if you see most of our educational institutions question papers, the questions are coming from here only. So that is a very big challenge from the Bloom's taxonomy. Means we are only writing notes and we are giving, we are testing only the parrot, only those things which Alex the parrot of Harvard University could do. Therefore, it is necessary that we must improve. But then how to improve, where to improve? I am coming to that. This is what the cognitive rigor metrics. The cognitive rigor is the ability to perform higher order thinking and to find applications for that. So this is cognitive rigor metrics. And in cognitive rigor metrics, you may ask, what is the difference between that this revised Bloom's taxonomy and this cognitive rigor metrics? Only difference is that on the right hand side, that is on y-axis, it is remember, comprehend, it is a Bloom's taxonomy. But on the x-axis, instead of giving the knowledge level, they made it as a depth of knowledge. For example, in the first column, it made recall and reproduction and skills and concepts, strategic thinking and reasoning, and fourth one is extended thinking. So here I am going to show something very different here. How to raise the level of our graduates. So it is important that we must take the bottom level students, that is confused graduates, to at least average graduates to practical practical graduates, and more innovators and startup founders, because 94% is too high here. But one thing, a country will definitely have this, but we cannot exceed this more than 45% if India has to become a world superpower according to our Atmanirbhar Bharat Vision 2047, etc. So therefore, how to do this? These are the research solutions for this. Unless students have the language for comprehension, they are not going to reach from remember to comprehension level, because the solution for this is in the Bloom's taxonomy itself. How a student can interpret if the student doesn't have the language for comprehension, how a students can exemplify, how they can summarize, because the first level what is required is language for comprehension. Second, from second level to top level, it is critical and creative thinking. And from here to here, anyone who has to change, they require idea exposure and worldview. So when we are speaking about this cognitive rigor metrics, when we take from here to here, one, we see like that, if for us to develop the competency or the from the lower order thinking to higher order thinking, we must develop language for comprehension. And for the second level, we need critical and creative thinking. And for the third level, we require idea exposure and worldview. Now, I am going to speak about this one by one. I explained that unless we have language for comprehension, we are not going to develop any insight. Similarly, unless we have critical and creative thinking, we are not going to develop any rational thinking. Then point number 3, this is the most difficult thing, because idea exposure and worldview. To develop anything new, to do the higher order thinking like evaluation and creation, we require idea exposure and worldview. Now let me speak about this gentleman. He is Lev Vygotsky. You will see his photograph always as a young man because he passed away at the age of 37 or 38. But his learning theories, that is social constructivism, social cognitive constructivism, that is used across the world as the most modern learning theory. This learning theory has got there are 5 points. The first point is students construct their knowledge. Means knowledge is not transferred passively but is personally constructed. That means when you are 60 students, all 60 students are going to construct their own knowledge. And their way of constructing that knowledge is based on their background, and their past knowledge, and their thinking about the future or their learning ecosystem. Therefore, students construct their knowledge. Second point is the learning is mediated. That is cognitive development is not a direct result of activity, but it is indirect. Other people must interact with the learner, use mediatory tools to facilitate the learning process, and then cognitive development may occur. This is the point where the teachers playing a major role in education. That is the reason people say smart class is the class where the teacher is smart, because the learning is always mediated. Self-study has got its own limitation, at least till degree level. Language plays a central role in mental development. That is an important thing, because in our country, the language learning is not at all appreciated, because we are all asked, you go and study science or study the technical things. What happens is that we all have, while constructing a house, we have bricks, but we don't have cement in between. This cement is actually the language. Learning appears twice. Development cannot be separated from its social context. These are the 5 important points of Lev Vygotsky. So the 3 points what I was telling you for taking the students from lower order thinking to higher order thinking, these are the 3 important points. That is language for comprehension, critical and creative thinking, idea exposure, and worldview. This is same for all. This is same for all subjects, all disciplines. Means even an MBBS student, if he or she doesn't have the language, appropriate language to absorb and imbibe the topic, they are not going to develop insight. Similarly, idea exposure and worldview, because there is nothing called out of the box. As Steve Jobs said, new creativity is nothing but rearranging what we already know. Therefore, this idea exposure and worldview is very important for anything to do in creativity. And without these 3 fundamental attributes, no student can attain any of the graduate attributes. Now let us see how in industrialized nation such things happen. Because language skills, critical and creative thinking skills, and idea exposure, worldview are part of their family social interaction. Students gain them even before deciding on the college. Here, I will speak to you from from an engineering education perspective, there is a very big difference between the mind of a person who can do well in civil engineering, mechanical, production, architecture, etc., and uh, and students who will do well in electronics and telecommunication, etc., and the students who can do well in all computer software, all related, because our brains requirements are very different, and it is not possible for example, people say that I am a very good mechanical engineer, but I cannot write one line of code. I cannot draw one circuit diagram. Even by seeing a circuit diagram, I don't understand anything because my mind is wired in a different way. So it is very important that students understand their own strengths and weaknesses, and they select a course appropriately. But here we so in foreign countries there is a do-it-yourself culture, and they do many things technically before even coming to a state where they need to take a decision on where they have to go for higher education. They will be very clear of that. But here we are not getting that opportunity. So therefore, they master the curriculum with a higher cognitive rigor. Now, what is happening here in India? Indian students come from unique backgrounds. The challenge they face are distinctively different. Therefore, it is imperative to adopt India-specific approaches and tools. Now I am going to show you the details of that ethnographic survey we conducted, and what are all the challenges faced by students in first year, what are the challenges faced by students in second year, and what are the challenges faced them in third year, and why we are not getting good startup companies and entrepreneurship, and why most of the students, they fail to become a role model or a good citizen. Is it possible for you to read this?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Shall I scroll down? these are all the first year issues in engineering, but when you go to arts and science colleges, we will get to almost similar responses from there. But in this presentation, what I am showing you is mainly it is from the first year of engineering. We have got a root cause analysis, means why is such a thing happening, and then we have found some solutions for this. Now shall I go to the second year? These are the challenges faced by students. And these are the root cause analysis. This is the challenges faced by students for startup and entrepreneurship. This is a very detailed topic and it will be difficult, but I think on LMS you will be able to see this. See what I was explaining you, that we have some solution. It is part of a platform called IMAX, that is India to the Max. IMAX stands for India to the Max OBE plus. That means based on the OBE, this IMAX platform, this has got various uses. For example, it really grows with your institution's vision. So its use one is you can use OBE for the placement. That is, we have got a branch specific, subject specific interview simulation, professional interview trainer, competency test, including GATE, all those things. And then you can use it for career development of students. Placement is in the sense it is only for the final year you can you use it for placement, but career development means visionary institutions, they instill interest to the student so that it will be used for career development. And then it OBE can be used for research, startup and entrepreneurship. Then in the fourth use, it will meet the all NEP 2020's requirement. You must be knowing these important learning theories, that is Malcolm Partridge criteria for educational excellence, William G. Perry's scheme for cognitive and ethical development, Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive rigor metrics, Prashnopanishad and experiential learning, ARCS model of motivation design theories, 21st century skills, constructivism, learner-centered design, situated cognition, content-based instruction, expertise theory, speaking as a learning and ideation tool, theory of mind, empathy, mind blindness, situated learning theory, expectancy theory. This is an interesting thing. We know about Bloom's taxonomy, and this is a comparison between Bloom's taxonomy and the ancient Indian education system. In Bloom's taxonomy, it is remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. But in ancient educational system, we have got Sravana, Manana, Nityasana, Sakshatkara. Sakshatkara is equivalent to create. So the four process are exactly in line with this. Then this is cognitive constructivism, and third one is a critical thinking, and the ancient Indian education system. See, we take critical thinking as part of the 21st century skills, but critical thinking is the literacy for higher education. Unless we ask why, unless we search for reason, unless we dig out root causes, we are not going to learn anything in higher education. Otherwise, we are going to acquire only those things which our Lord Macaulay wanted us to acquire, and we are going to remain in the same way. For example, I will tell you, because it is a very important thing, critical thinking encouraged by Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. After all Gitopadesha, Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna that what I have explained to you is the secret of secret. That is all Karma Yoga, etc. That is coming from the Gitopadesha. Then Sri Krishna is not telling Arjuna that I am the God you must follow. Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna that now you think it over and you do wisely. Means it is the critical thinking. You think it over. That freedom is given by the God to the person. This is William G. Perry's scheme and the ancient Indian education system. Then this is the most important thing. In the ancient Indian education system, the most of the learning happened through debates. These are the graduate attributes, and how this is how it is linked to various modules of that OBE platform. we know that along with the OBE, there is another thing called SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals. These are all the sustainable development goals. If we try to implement Bloom's taxonomy, this revised Bloom's taxonomy, that is, students think and communicate with clarity and precision. Students gather data from multiple sources and synthesize. Students become curious and take a responsible risk. Students value themselves and build pride and self-esteem. Students start creating, imagining, and innovating. Students start responding with wonderment and awe. Students start thinking independently. Students remain open to continuous learning. Students become persistent, resolute, and purposeful. Students manage impulsivity and think on their feet. Students listen with understanding and empathy. Students learn to plan and start thinking flexibly. Students learn to apply past knowledge to new situations. Students figure out their values and stick with them. Students learn questioning and problem posing. Students think about their thinking. When you see like this, each point here, what is coming as part of the OBE platform, these are all the ultimate objective of a new education policy, and these are the things which will improve the cognitive rigor. As we know, the definition of employability is not the same as it was previously. The reason is now the situations are changing. The post-COVID employability is very different, because the earlier jobs where our Indians we used to get, those were in the lower side of Bloom's taxonomy, but those are the real jobs taken away by artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other automation tools. And if we are going to always remain in the service side of the job, that is not on the higher order thinking type of job, we will always get such a low type of the work, and then country is going to suffer. We have to depend on. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So that is the major challenge. And if there is one point everywhere, if we are going to think, that is the underlying thread of OBE, that we are suffering as a country because we are importing a lot. I will tell you some of the some of the very, very sharp examples. We are exporting iron ore, that is rich iron ore, to China at 40 paisa per kg. And when we are importing it as a finished part, sometimes it is coming as 1,500 to 1,800 rupees a kg. That is the type of the difference. Why can't we process? Why can't we do those things? Why are we not doing? It is not it is not the company policies, or it is not the thing alone. If you ask the industrialists, they say they say various things which is related to the technical capabilities. Why are we not able to do? The same way, we are saying like that iPhone is getting assembled here. Tata Airbus is coming here, but everything is coming only the final assembly here. Only the final assembly. We are not adding anything. That is actually, they are only using our use muscle and our all tax incentives. Therefore, if for us to change the situation, it is very important that we have to raise through the Bloom's taxonomy, and we need to reach at the level of analyze, evaluate, and create. So unless we create, no one is going to come and stand on our door. If people are coming here, it is because we are spending taxpayers' money for buying their things. So it is a 21st century imperative for India. We must raise our students through Bloom's taxonomy higher level, and we must build cognitive rigor. And there are only 3 steps for improving that. First thing is, we must develop the language for comprehension. Second, we must develop critical and creative thinking. Third thing is that we must give idea exposure and world view to the students. These are the 3 steps which must be practiced in the classroom. There are various ways to apply this in the classroom that by reading this you will understand. So I am very sorry, there was some technical issue with the audio. It would have really broken our session today, but I am very sure, because these are all graphics and our text are very clear, and anyone has got any more anything, if you want the detail in the end after the question answer, I will give you my phone number. You can call me anytime. And now, ma'am, shall we start question answer session?
Yes, sir, we can do that.
Because if there are some interesting questions, we can always have some interesting answers.
Participants, you can unmute your mic and ask your queries.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
I'm Saji from Kerala, Kollam.
Yes, please tell me.
Yeah, working in Sreekandapuram technology as a HOD. So, sir, can you share some of your interesting experience with students that you made them more creative, more innovative, the way you wanted?
There are many experiences. In fact, I am not sure which one to share with you, because I am coming with some 32 years of experience. There are plenty of them in that way. If you can tell me some specific field, then I can tell from that field.
Can I ask you a
That's
question?
making them apply their knowledge to come out with some useful or innovative solution.
Yes. See, I will tell you some of the interesting experiences in that. See, it is like you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make that you cannot make that horse drink water, right? So therefore, anyone who must get a new idea for that application. If we are thinking about Bloom's taxonomy itself, Bloom's taxonomy itself apply level. Apply, they are speaking about understanding something from here and apply that and finding a new application at some other place. For this purpose, first point for first requirement is that a student must be able to find a problem. Means we are all trained for solving problem, but how many people can actually find a problem? So we need to like soaking dal or soaking dal. It is necessary that their mind should get marinated in a particular field. That is the only way they will be able to get into to get a new application. It is very difficult for everyone to get interest in or find an application in the same thing. There are people, they have got talent or knack or interest into one particular field. It is necessary to select them and nurture. It is actually a long-term process. We have seen that people coming up with the new ideas with the proper encouragement, but if they are interested in that particular field. If they are not interested, it is not possible to force and get an idea from them.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Sir, I was really amazed by your statistics of saying that 3.7, I'm coming to the last number, 3.7 is the graduate or average student that we are going
Yes.
to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it is a very in-depth study that you have done it. I really appreciate that work. And in fact, I asked the moderator also, the organizer also give us that reference material. But my question here is, what will happen to rest of the graduates? You know, they will be doing some menial jobs. You know, as an academician, we feel bad that they will land up in a mess. As you rightly said, AI and others are taking away their jobs. What will happen, and where is our role in making them or pushing them at least to a level? Because as you know, even I find every day that these people doesn't want even to learn. So how to push these students to learn?
See, I will tell you one point. I cannot explain everything here in this program, but I request you to please go and search one theory called there's a management theory. It is called expectancy theory. I will repeat, expectancy theory. Are you writing down?
Yes, sir. We
Yeah.
know this because I come from a management stream, so I know this.
Okay, fine. Then if you put those, I think about 4 parameters are there in this. If you put those 4 parameters into this, you will immediately come to know that why they are not showing, because they don't have an expectation. Okay, they don't have an expectation. Why they are not getting that expectation? They think that whatever they have experienced in the past, that is going to be the thing they are going to face in the future. Okay, therefore, it is the role, in my humble opinion, it is the role of a star teacher to engage and inspire students. These are the two things, engaging and inspiring. Actually, I appreciate because you asked this question in a very nice way. In a very nice way. So, but here, and I am sure that you will be able to engage and inspire students. By this engaging and inspiring, now this new educational policy, which is giving you an opportunity to become a star teacher, and your name will be spread all over the country. So, there is a great opportunity here, because the situation is down. Whoever is becoming star teacher, I think they can actually fly high.
Thank you so much, sir. So, but if you can just give your research work to us, even if it is a notes, I would really love to read that which you had shown us, the challenges.
Okay, sure.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
can you tell a little more about that? What you are expecting?
So the work which you showed, and it was a
Yes,
quick,
yes.
quick
Yeah.
scan. If it is,
Yeah.
if it that work itself in a word, if you can give it, is really going to help, because what I felt was each word was reflecting what these youth are now viewing, and which, you know, being being old from that generation, are not being able to see that perspective. That will definitely going to help me a long way. That's a request to you,
Okay.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. What is
Hello.
the question?
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah. May I ask you one question, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. This is Sangeeta Sankalkar, professor from Chogle College, Madgaon, Goa. I represent only autonomous college in Goa, and
Okay.
we largely follow OBS system, sir. My question is that what we have seen now in foreign universities, usually
Yes.
they have less credits. Their course content is also comparatively less. I mean to say, it's
Yes.
not as heavy as what we have in our syllabi.
Yes.
And we load our students with heavy syllabi material and number of credits they have to complete, number of papers they have to
Yes.
complete per semester. Now,
Yes.
under this situation, having good OBS system, we find the perception of our student is not even 50%, except
Okay.
for one or two. They may have perception to go for higher studies and have that critical thinking. There might be they may be reaching up to 80%, except one or two, I would say. So
Yes.
what needs to be done in this respect? How do we improve their skills, their critical thinking and analysis? So is it that by diluting the course content, that's the answer, or how we should be doing? If you could throw some light on this, sir. Thank you so much.
See, ma'am, what you asked is a very relevant question. I congratulate you for that. Now,
Thank you, sir.
3 points I wanted to tell you on this. Okay.
Yeah.
For point number one, one thing, my BTech is in mechanical engineering. In mechanical engineering, I'm only telling an example, okay. In mechanical engineering, one of the core subject is the theory of machines. If you go and search on Google theory of machines, there will be 20 lakh pages on that. Okay. But when we are putting a syllabus, that 20 lakh may become some 2000 page, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, what about that? What about that balance of the of, of, of that particular subject? So always we must understand that we cannot teach everything. So even if you remove half of the topic from here and you create interest in the student, interest
Okay.
means it is like Swami Vivekananda said, one lamp only can light another lamp. So if you become the lamp and lighting another lamp, with the lamp they live rest of their life. So here the important point is, instead of stuffing things, you give little quality things and create interest in them. If they are really interested, they will go out and they will study it on their own. But if we are going to make them frustrated, then they are not going to look at such a book or subject in the future itself. So it is a it is a quantity versus quality. Therefore, since you said you are from an autonomous college, now, now, uh, now I will tell you the second point. See, I go
Yes.
to many engineering institutions, and I ask one question: if you know that entire first year, what will happen? Everybody said nothing will happen. That means that in India, some 12 lakh students, they are just wasting. They are just wasting the first year.
Yes.
See, my first daughter, she studied BTech mechanical engineering. She was in his 11th standard, 12th standard, 13th standard. Because they felt the first year of engineering as 13th standard. But we are missing critical and creative thinking there. Year of engineering, they must be teaching critical and creative thinking, because if they learn critical and creative thinking in the appropriate way, they are going to see the rest of the course, all courses, through the eyes of the critical and creative thinking. That level of teaching will be, knowledge will be very different. And since you spoke about the foreign university, and you are from Goa, let me ask you, let me tell you another thing. You know about an examination called IELTS, right?
Mm-hmm. I do not
You
have
know?
much idea about that, sir.
Okay. IELTS is an examination conducted by this some British institution and Australian institution. Their scoring is very important for higher education in these countries. Okay. They insist on certain band of IELTS examination. Do you know IELTS stands for, people think that it is only an English examination. IELTS is
Yeah,
not an English
proficiency.
examination. They are actually testing language for comprehension, critical and creative thinking, and idea exposure and worldview. And the top universities, they are selecting only students with a higher band on this. That means the top universities ensure that they are getting students of this quality. That is the reason they say, oh, these foreign universities, it is difficult to get into, but it is easy to pass from there.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. In a nutshell, I understand that we must focus on quality rather than the quantity of and then create such.
yes, and especially, see, especially this, we must, if you can read, I will tell you the name of a book, and that will actually change your approach to learning and all. This book's name is Understanding by Design.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes.
Understanding by design means understanding is not an accident or chance. Understanding is by design.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of you, sir.
So, next question.
So there are some queries in the chat. I'll just read out. I feel many students are mark-centric. This happens from elementary school education only. So how can we change the mindset in higher education institutes? The parents are more worried about marks during graduation.
Can you please repeat the question because it was not clear?
See, the question it was jotted down as, I feel many students are mark-centric. This happens from elementary school education only. How can we change the mindset of the students in higher education institutes? Their parents are more worried about marks during graduation.
See, that is very natural. Everyone will be interested to remain in the limelight. The possibility to remain in the limelight or become is to get more marks. If your institution is autonomous or then you will have more freedom. Otherwise, only way is you change the style of the question paper. You change the style of the question paper so that students will learn for that particular capability, and they will become better in that.
All right, sir. I hope the answer is clear. There is another query. Sir, I have a basic question. How do we as teachers motivate our students to reach till the creative level of Bloom's taxonomy under cognitive domain?
हे orange, red, red, blue, blue, purple, purple.
I think there is somebody teaching children by keeping the mic on. Okay. See, this particular program, most of the time I spend on how to travel from this lower order thinking to higher order thinking. As you know that it is very much subject specific. It is not possible for everyone to become creative in the same field. Therefore, it is very important that self awareness, that is metacognitive capabilities, must be developed, or it must be counseled, so that we can find the right student in the right subject. Some will be interested in mathematics, some will be interested in chemistry. So therefore, it is easy to bring them to the analysis, evaluation, or creation in that subject.
So thank you, sir. Another query. Sir, as you mentioned, the iron ore is exported to China and the steel method is imported at very high cost, multiple times than the export value. So what efforts are required at national level to change this scenario?
Yes. There are serious issues with our education system. Now, let us say it is about this iron ore itself. You go to various institutions and you find final year metallurgy students. They are not interested even in one subject of metallurgy. If you ask them, they say like that, exactly like a few minutes ago, the ma'am was telling, ma'am from Goa was speaking, that so much of content is included in the syllabus. So that when they go through this and when they write examination, they just go through a trance. There is nothing remaining in the brain. There is nothing interesting story or a biography or that nothing is there to engage them in one particular subject. Therefore, what happens? Here there is nobody to push for that. Now I will tell you my own experience. If you know that in Karnataka near Mangalore there is a place called Kudremukh. Kudremukh, there were some 2-3 big hills. All hills got disappeared because entire thing it was iron ore rich. Everything went to China. And I asked that company, that is Kudremukh Iron Ore Company. I spoke to a general manager over there. If China can make iron out of this, why can't we do it here? They said that we tried, but we are not successful. By seeing the response, I didn't ask anything more because they were just telling that they tried and they were not successful.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I am Veerana from PDA College, Kalburgi.
From?
Kalburgi, sir, Karnataka State.
Yes. Okay, please tell me.
Sir, you mean the levels, whatever we find in Bloom's taxonomy,
Yes.
starting from remembering and up to create level. Are they
Yes.
related to levels in ancient Indian education system?
Oh, almost. Almost.
Can you more elaborate on this, that, sir?
But 1 minute, I think I have to. 1 minute. Okay. Okay, on this, I am not able to go. See, the Bloom's taxonomy, the lowest level, it is remembering, right?
Yes, sir.
So here it is written not in that cognitive process level, but it is done in a combined level. You must be knowing that Bloom's taxonomy, when it was introduced in 1956 by Dr. Benjamin Bloom, and still there are three domains of that. That is, first domain is cognitive, second domain is affective, and the third domain is psychomotor. This actually, the learning will be complete if we take all three together, because there is nothing called cognitive alone. But for the simplicity's sake, we are using only cognitive domain here, and that too, as I was explaining, one portion of that. So the lowest level in that combined one, it is a Sravana. Sravana means actually you are Sravana, is a Sanskrit word that you listen. Okay, you listen. It is almost like that remembering level. Then coming to Manana. You know the meaning of Manana. Manana means you to take in the thinking. So because this is our system, that is ancient Indian education system, that was many centuries ago. But here it happened only in 1956. So there is almost a similarity between these two, but not exactly. At the same time, I wanted to tell you that Bloom's taxonomy is only one of the taxonomies. If you go to Google and search for similar taxonomy, there are some 8 or 10 more. But Bloom's taxonomy was Bloom's thinking was pioneer, and they improved, and it got popularized. Therefore, we are sticking to that.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Good evening, sir.
Yes, good afternoon or good evening.
Sir, I'm Dr. Neepa Pandhi from
Yes, ma'am.
Viran College, Rajkot.
Okay.
And I want to ask that when you were showing the results of your research
Yes.
about first year and the second year engineering students and the problems they were facing,
Yes.
sir, I'm thinking at that time that can the proper and more elaborate implementation of choice-based system could be one of the answers to this, because still now we are very traditional and very conservative regarding the choice of the subjects. Like if you go for engineering and then a set of subjects will come along with it, whether you like to learn them or not, or if you go for any other faculty, only the set of the subjects which are offered you have to select from, and that is also very limited. So many
Yes.
of the subjects are such which students have to learn whether they like it or not. So
Yes.
sir, possible that if we go for more lenient in their choice based system, that could be one of the answers to this?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. That is one of the solutions for this. But at the same time, as far as we know about the students' population here, what you are suggesting, it requires a little more prerequisites. Okay, means you must spend some days before their selection to explain to them what this each subject stands for. Okay, because our students, they don't have that ability. Otherwise, what will happen? They only take their seniors or somebody's opinion, and they will mm, uh, act based on the secondary information. So, so it is the responsibility of the institution to help them to make informed decision about their selections.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Any more question on this? No, this particular thing, because you need to. Now I will tell you some other example, because I was telling examples from mechanical engineering. You know what? This mechanical engineering itself is such a wide subject. If you one side you will see thermal engineering, other side you will see production engineering. Okay. This mechanical engineering can be split into at least 6 to 7 branches with various specialization. It is very clear that someone who is interested in production, he or she will never be interested in thermal engineering. Or someone who is interested in industrial engineering, that person will never be interested in design. But compulsorily, everyone has to study everything. So what is next question?
Any more queries?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you're telling that the change should start from the first year of either engineering or graduation or anything. But now we have seen a digital era which is progressing very fast, and the kids, the younger generation, are very, very quick in grasping things. And why don't we shift our focus at least to the higher secondary level or +2 level, such that the students, when they come as the inputs to the graduate level, then they will have some focus on what you said about the critical thinkings and creative thinking and so on, such that it will be very fast. They can very fast adjust to this situation, and then they can cope up with the need and requirement, such that you can bring up. So instead of focusing only on degree institutions and the graduation at the level, if we can focus this kind of outcome-based education at the high school levels and +2 level also, some introductory part, such that the transformation can be very smooth, and as we dream, the India can put the lower number 94% what you have been mentioning can slightly be improved. That's my idea, sir. So can you throw some more light on this, sir?
Sir, in this 2 or 3 major issues are there. Point number 1 is that that we assume that our youngsters are very intelligent, very smart and all, by seeing the way they use computers or phone or any more gadget. Okay. But the same people, when you put it into any of the Bloom's taxonomy level, many places you will see that they are not going much, they are not going much higher level. For example, I will tell you that in the revised Bloom's taxonomy, someone who is taking an Android operating system and they are doing one operation with that, you give an Apple iPhone operating system to that person. Whether that person will be able to do the same type of an operation there, if he has got the ability to go through that particular systematic thing, then we can say that if they are successful into finding it on the iPhone, then we can say that they have reached apply level. That is the entry for the higher order thinking and in the procedure, but or in the concept. But if that person is able to do from one Android phone to another Android phone, we can actually say that that person is in remembering only. Okay. But many people, they think that this boy is smart, he does something, but we have conducted this test on them. So therefore, by usage of a procedure on an operating system or on a same type of computer, don't think that they have the ability as we think. I always wish we should, they should, but don't think that they will have. Now, point number 2 is, even you must be knowing that during this COVID time and during this online program, what type of online programs were given and what type of questions were there in the examination and what type of inferences or insight students got, and then whether those big success rates are real right now. Yeah. Therefore, we have got a certain thing like a Swayam, or we have got something like a NPTEL, and we have NEET. But all these things are, students are not able to get good insights from that, because for using MOOC, we need a certain good understanding. We need some fundamental conceptual level. Actually, we have not built those things. So knowledge is available. edX is there. There is Udemy is there. There are Skillshare. There are many platforms on that. But why are we not able to imbibe those things, and why are we not able to reach the creation level? Are you getting the point, or I'm not answering to the same point?
Yes, sir. I was just suggesting that these procedures could have been started earlier. Like
okay. Now the third point I will tell you. You know what is the difference? What is the benefit we have in higher education? Because it has got a centralized control. Because if it has to be introduced in schooling and 11th and 12th, because those are in state control, therefore it will be difficult to implement across India. And when it is coming to engineering, as far as I am concerned, we are wasting the first year. And the rest of the 3 years that we can actually cut off half of the subject, and we can give choices of the subjects, and the learning can be more smoother.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
May I ask
Dr. Nipa, raise hand.
Sir, may I ask one question?
Okay, please.
Yeah. Yes, myself, Dr. Sagar Sapkar.
Yes.
From Walchand College of Engineering, Sangli, Maharashtra.
Yes.
Sir,
Dr. Sagar?
Yes, sir. Sir, should we
Dr.
go
Sagar?
for, that means you mean to say that should we go for, from first year onwards, keeping the subject in different baskets, like if we, as you have given one example of mechanical engineering, suppose there are specialization, design engineering, thermal engineering, heat power engineering, and industrial engineering. We can keep the subjects in these 4 baskets and ask the students to choose the subjects right from first year onwards, so that they can get specialization in that area and use them, that specialization in industry or somewhere wherever they get employed or use them. Should we go for that kind of model, or it is better to go for teaching all the subjects and then at the final year go for some specialization and related things?
See, now there is no time. There is no time is one thing. second thing is that when we have to take care of the age of the student, means we cannot take them beyond 22 year or 23 year even for the master's degree because of the psychological reason. But we are wasting so much of time, so much of time here. So therefore, it is important that we should not stuff students' mind. We have to give them enough space, and especially in NEP 2020, they are talking about cross-functional or the multidisciplinary. So when we are speaking about multidisciplinary, I will tell you some of the classic example. Anyone who is working in the design side, they need to study anthropology. They need to study this various related to artistic thing. If they are not able to study that, their mechanical engineering design capabilities will be utilized to only 40%. So there should be space, there should be time for that. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for clarifying this thing, because we are in confusion about this kind of things. Transition is taking place, and due to this OB and all these things, which kind of subject should be introduced, how the students can be channelized in one or other particular area, even by considering interdisciplinary nature of engineering nowadays. How to go ahead? That is a question always while going for course structure or syllabus content and all these things. So that will, whatever clarity you have given, that may channelize this thing.
See, Dr. Sagar, there is one more point. It is not that we teach various subjects. It is important that we should teach them how to blend these subjects also. Okay, when I go to a restaurant and I ask for palak paneer, if I get a palak and paneer in a two separate place, it is not palak paneer, right? Similarly, so when there is a multidisciplinary, students should know how to marinate and how to blend them together.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for your
clarity. Welcome. Dr. Neepa?
Sir, good evening, sir. Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Dr. Anand.
Yes.
Hello, sir. This is Dr. Neepa.
Yes, Dr. Neepa. Yes, you raised hand.
Yes, sir. It was because of this only I asked you the question regarding choice-based system.
Yes.
Yes, sir. So now I don't have any other question. That was the one I wanted to ask.
So you got the clarification for that?
Sir, I got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Raju?
Dr. Raju, sir.
Yeah, Dr.
Good
Raju.
evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Sir, you are saying the information regarding Kudremukha iron ore.
Yes.
Why we are not developing this?
Yes.
So most of the throughout world, only Indian engineers are developing the iron ore. From they are manufacturing iron everywhere. Even we are trying for in Andhra Pradesh also for formation of Brahmani steels.
Can you please be little, sir, Dr. Raju, can you please be little more louder? I am not able to hear properly.
Yeah, sir. Sir, regarding Kudremukha steel plant, you are saying just now.
Yes.
Steel iron. Why we are not started at all?
Yeah.
Sir, your explanation is so nice, sir. But there are so many factors relating to this. Not only that, because every student has the capability to formation or developing the steel plant and production of steel. But there is no lot of opportunity regarding that. And in the college level also, we are not trained them on hands-on experience.
Yes.
When I studied in Sri Venkateswara University College, Tirupati,
yes,
in Andhra Pradesh,
yes,
that time we are developing and we are melting and pouring and we have a lot of knowledge on that.
Yes.
Even our AP government also going to start Brahmini steels. But there are so many difficulties regarding the politics and everything, not the education system. educational system is completely spoiled by the politicians, not by the student knowledge and their intelligence and IQ. They are very large and their people are migrating from India to abroad and they are settling well and they are doing the 90% of job and they are developing all the components and they are sending to India again to sell. So on this, what is your opinion, sir?
See my opinion. I don't deny that there are many factors into this. Okay, but same time I will tell you one point. See, you go to Saudi Arabia, okay, and you are telling that you have to import oil. Okay, do you think any Saudi citizen will agree for that? No Saudi citizen will agree, and nobody will dare to tell such a thing to Saudi citizen also, because they know that Saudi has got oil, and Saudi can process it, and they have oil there. Similarly, no one can go there to go to Japan and talk about we need a consultancy on innovation and all. They will say that we have got it here. Similarly, if we are actually giving opportunity for the politicians and the government bureaucracy that they complain about our ability, and that is the reason for them to go abroad and import things. Now, if you search on internet, you will see like that our submarine projects, our ship projects, naval projects, and most of the specialized steel, those are all imported only steel. What we are making here is only some of the mild steel or a medium carbon steel. We are not developing any special purpose steel here. So therefore, it is a cognitive rigor. There is nobody really going and fighting for that particular thing. We are also not proving that we can. Let me tell you an example. The most famous or the important marine engines are made in Switzerland, and Switzerland doesn't have a seashore itself. And many people, they are making these marine engines, they are not even seen a sea itself. So therefore, there should be a perception, there should be a demonstration of capabilities. That is also an important factor to stop politicians from making money out of this, or to encourage them to help to do something here. Am I answering your question? Or
Thank you, sir.
But it is fully with you, not the single factor.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Raju.
Thank you.
So what is the question?
Sir, could you please confirm the book name once again? Is it Understanding by Design by Grant Wiggins?
Exactly. Wiggins and McDick.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Any other queries? Another query, is it better to adopt Webb's depth of knowledge instead of the original Bloom's taxonomy?
See, ultimately we are dealing with the human mind. Okay. And Bloom's taxonomy is the benefit is that it is very logical and it is very appropriate for all the subjects. So therefore, I am a fan of Bloom's taxonomy, and for your information, with my own interest, I read about Bloom's taxonomy in 2006 itself, even though I am a mechanical engineer.
All right, sir. I think every question in the chat has been answered.
Okay, thanks a lot, ma'am. If any more question, even I will tell my phone number. It is 967-367-0033. Anyone they want to speak to me, they can call on this number.
So could you please repeat your number once again so that I could enter in the chat?
967.
All right.
367.
367.
Yeah, 0033.
0033. It's 967-367-0033, right, sir?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, welcome.
If no other queries, shall we wind up the session? All right, sir.
Okay.
Wind up the session.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. And
Thank you.
all, have a great weekend.
Oh, same to you, same to you.